Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's Dr. Jan Fortman with Relationship Matters TV. I hope everyone is having a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning, afternoon, or evening. And here it's kind of warm. I know in a lot of places all over the world there is a heat wave. And I think in Arizona, maybe 25 people have died because of the heat. And I think it's gone all the way up to 118 or something. And then they took I guess, measured the heat in Death Valley and it's 125. I can just, I can't imagine. We were out and it was 92 degrees and it was like, just going from the car to the house. My goodness gracious alive. But we're here and we're blessed to be here. So today, or this evening, I am in Chicago, so it is 92 degrees. So I haven't been with you for a couple of weeks because I was in London, England, and also Paris. And I was in London, England, because I had been invited to speak at the Global Woman Summit. All I can say is that it was an awesome, awesome, awesome experience. And I met so many women who were so inspiring, you know, making 7 and 8 figures and young and motivated and pursuing their passions, pursuing their goals. It was amazing, amazing. Now, what was the most amazing part? I am going to show you. I think I showed you before, but I'm going to show you again. Okay, come on. There. That was what was so amazing that I got to share a stage with Deepak Chopra. OMG. So I was on a panel, and the panel was all about reaching your full potential. And there were 3 questions that they asked us, and we had to, answer. Uh, if we thought we had reached our full potential, what does it smell like, taste like, look like? Also, we had to give advice to the women who were there on what we thought the questions that they could ask themselves and what we thought it meant to be to fulfill your own potential. So today I if you looked at the announcement, I'm supposed to have a guest and hopefully she will be on, and her name is Lori Adams and she is a caterer. She's also my personal chocolatier. She is a master chocolatier. And when the women found out who she was and what she did, it was like, OMG. They were so excited and so elated. What I really was thankful for was that I got a chance to inspire, especially the young women. I had to let them know that at my age, the age of 81, that you should still be trying to reach your full potential. You still should be following your passions, following your goals, striving forward. And because I know and a lot of them who stopped and talked to me, they were amazed, number one, that I guess I was still moving around. and uh, and they really felt that they were inspired to keep going, to keep moving. And the theme of today is really, what obstacles are there? What obstacles come in front of you when you're trying to reach your full potential? So I'm going to tell you a story because this is all about the obstacles. First of all, about 2 weeks before I was to speak. Now, mind you, this is in front of 300 to 300 people, women and men. So about 2 weeks before I was to leave, I broke a tooth. Where was the tooth? Here, no, here it is, right there. Now, how am I going to stand up in front of 350 people with a big hole in the front of my mouth? So now, I told some of my friends that, and they just laughed. And I thought, why are you laughing? This is serious. So what I had to do, now this was like on a Saturday. So I'm walking around and I got this big hole in the front of my mouth. And if you have a tooth missing in front of your mouth, you can't speak. Like, you kind of lisp. But anyway, so I had to find a dentist. My dentist couldn't take me. So I found a dentist who was an emergency dentist. So what he did, he gave me a temporary tooth. So he said, okay, this tooth should last you. Did it? No. About a few days before I had to leave for London, I had to go back because I'm like, it fell out again. So now what they did, they put some kind of cement in there. And then they said, okay, this should do it. So I'm like, oh, I feel really great. But let me take some Fixodent with me just in case. So now I'm in London and I'm sitting at the front table in the VIP section. And the CEO of Global Woman Summit, of Global Woman Club, she's calling the different speakers to come up to the stage and introduce themselves. And it's at a dinner. And I'm eating. Guess what? I don't know what I bit down on, but it wasn't anything hard. My tooth fell out. And it's like, OMG. I can't go up there on that stage with a big hole in the front of my mouth. So I got up. So it was a man sitting next to me. And I kind of like, oh. He turned around. He looked at me. He was one of the speakers. He said, what's wrong? I said, my tooth just fell out. He said, oh my God. I said, I gotta leave. She can't call on me. I can't go up there. So then I get up now. As I said, I'm in the front and they're like tables of 10. I'm in the front. I get up. I start to hold my hand up like this, like to do in church. Like, excuse me. But I got up, so I went out and I was standing in the lobby. And it was like, I don't know what kind of look I had on my face. But different people came up to me and wanted to know, what's wrong? What's wrong? But this one woman came up to me and she hugged me. She said, what's wrong, Dr. Jan? What's wrong? And I'm going to show you a picture of her. And I was hugging her. I said, I had to leave the dinner because I know Morella's going to call on me and she can't call on me because my front tooth fell out. And she said, oh no. She hugged me tighter. She said, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. She said, well, where is the tooth? Do you have the tooth? I'm like, here it is right here in my hand. And she said, oh my God, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Okay, so now I got to go to the bathroom and get into the bathroom, but I got to have a mirror because I got to put the tooth in, right? So I got to hide because I don't want anybody to see me putting a big tooth in front of my mouth. Okay, So finally, I put the tooth back in my mouth. And so I'm like, I'm not going to eat anything. I never did go back in the room because I wasn't sure whether or not the tooth was going to fall out again. So now, the speaker, there was a speaker up there, and I'm going to show you a video. His name is Dr. Fab Man. I pronounce it Mancini, but it might be Mancini, but it's Mancini. And he's a living healthy guy. He has a radio show. He has a podcast. He's a mentor to millionaires. And so when he finished, he came out because I'm still standing out there looking like, he came over to me. He said, "What's wrong?" And so I told him, and I said, "You know what? You were speaking to me. I could hear you out here. And you were talking about the obstacles that come before you when you are really trying to accomplish something, when you really are trying to go into your purpose, when you're really trying to manifest your dreams, obstacles always come before you." He said, "But you know what, Dr. Jan," he said, "when it's time for you to speak, you go out there and you slay it. Don't even think about that tooth." I said, "Because I don't know. I just put some Fixodent in here and it might fall out while I'm speaking." He said, "Don't even think that. You go out there and you slay it." And I did. Now, talking about obstacles, I had and obstacles coming before you. I had the most rewarding time at this summit. I met as I said earlier, so many women. I made so many contacts of women from all over the world. Now that's the one obstacle, trying to keep me from reaching where I wanted to go. That's the first obstacle. Now, the second obstacle was my assistant, who I don't know where she is because she's supposed to be on with me right now. So let me tell you what happened to her. Now, she's supposed to be there to video my presentation. And because she is a master chocolatier, to have her, we were going to share a table because I had a vendor table, an exhibitor table also with my books and my programs and stuff like that. So she's calling me, she's texting me because I'm wondering, where is she? Guess what? So she had to fly to Paris and then from Paris to London. She gets to Paris, and I don't know if any of you have ever been to Paris, and I hate to say this, but that's the worst airport in the world. It's huge. Nobody, the majority of the people don't speak English, so you're trying to find your way around. And the terminals, it's almost like you have to drive to each terminal. So she finds out that she landed in the wrong terminal. She's trying to get to the right terminal. Nobody speaks English. She's having a fit. She misses her flight. Okay, so now she has to go and try to get on another flight. She tries to get, so now she's got to go through, I guess, a whole bunch of whatever. So now she gets another flight, and just as she gets to the gate, they close the gate and wouldn't let her on the plane. Now she's texting me, "I don't think that I'm going to be able to get there in time, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, what are you going to do? The next flight isn't out, doesn't leave here till tomorrow. I'm like, tomorrow? I guess I don't know what I'm going to do. So it ends up, she has to get a train So she got a train from Paris to London. When she gets there, of course, I've already spoken. She's got all her luggage with her. She looks all hairy, hair a mess. She looks like she's going to cry. And I'm like, Lori, uh-uh. Obstacle. This is an obstacle. It's in front of you because you're supposed to have a great, 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 great experience here at Global Woman. So that meant she had a plane to Paris, and then another plane she missed, and another plane, and then a train. Okay, so that's a two obstacles that were keeping us from doing what we wanted to do in London. So, because I always said, I wanted to speak in Europe, and she always wanted, she's a flight attendant, and you would think that they would have been nice to her, but they weren't. Uh, so, just all these different things, they were coming before us. Now, on the way home, so what we did, we left London, and then we decided that we would go to Paris for one day. And that was great. We had a really nice time, Airbnb, sightseeing and all that kind of stuff. So now it's time to come home. And I look at my ticket and I said, okay, I'm in Terminal 5. You're in Terminal 4. So we can Uber the same Uber. So we get in the Uber. We get to my terminal. He tells her, I can't take you to Terminal 4. And she says, well, why not? You have to get another Uber. You know what? It took 10 minutes for her to get another Uber. Now, I'm in Paris, in the airport. I'm checking my luggage. The little lady who's on the computer to check my luggage, I guess she was new. She didn't know what to do. So she said, I can't give you your ticket because I can only check one of these bags. She's asking the lady next to her, of course, in French. So then she tells me about going back upstairs. I'm like, what? And of course, I can't understand her. So she had to get somebody to translate English to go, I got to go back upstairs, pay for this second one that she didn't know what to do with, come back down. Guess what? Nobody's at my gate. I'm running, and it's like, I have missed my flight. Now, my flight was to Dublin, and then Dublin to Chicago. I'm thinking I missed my flight. Well, they had changed the gates. And of course, they're announcing it over the speaker. I don't know what they're saying. So finally, I get someone, and they say, gate, whatever. So now I'm running to that gate. And Lori, my goddaughter, my assistant, is standing there talking to somebody. She said, I was just going to stand here and just I was talking to the manager. They make put a loudspeaker on to find you. All right. So with so many people, they had changed the gate and the flight was late, which is why I didn't miss it. Now I get to Dublin. And I'm looking and I'm like, I try to run to get this flight to Chicago. Flight gone. I call my husband. I'm crying. I miss my flight. He said, Janice, be calm. What am I going to do? Well, it just so happened that I finally found, you stop people. Oh, I don't know. Isn't it someone at the gate? No. So finally I found someone at another gate, and they looked on the board and they said, ma'am, No, that's not your flight number. That is the time in European time. This is your flight number. You got 4.5 hours before your flight leaves. Needless to say, what I needed was a drink. But in the Dublin airport, they mostly sell beer. And I didn't want any beer. So I did have something to eat. And finally, I got home. So it was a wonderful experience. Uh, I still have a temporary tooth, which is why I'm talking all kind of funny. But tomorrow, I go and get a permanent tooth because it's hard to eat on the side of your mouth. Really. Yeah, it's hard to eat on the side of your mouth. But I can say one thing, the good part about all of this, as far as my tooth and eating and couldn't eat too many things, I lost weight. Not that I wanted to, but I lost weight. And I thought, okay. So what I want to do now, I want to just show you a quick video of Lori and I in London, England, and in Paris. And guess what? She's calling me on the phone right now. So, Lori, they can hear you. They can hear you because I am on and you're not here.
Well, I just got in.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, well, just come on. Just come on when you can.
Okay, no, I'm going to come on now.
Okay, come on
I'm
now.
going to come on now.
Okay, you hear her? She's coming on now. All right, Lori. Bye.
All right.
Is this another obstacle? She's supposed to be on to talk about her chocolates. And before she comes on, you know what? Her chocolates are amazing. She hand makes chocolate. Do you know anybody who hand makes chocolate? Before the video comes on, and they ask me, what does it taste like when you are trying to reach your potential? I told them, first of all, I love chocolate. And they laughed. And I said, because when I'm eating chocolate, I am pursuing my passion. I'm pursuing my goal, and how satisfied I am when I reached my goal. Oh, wait a minute. Sandy Barney Ennis said Paris has the rudest people who choose not to speak English most of the time. I didn't want to say that, Sandy Barney Ennis, but you are so right. When I would be trying to ask, they would, if they didn't speak English, they would just go or and it was like, and I had heard that, but yes, they were they were not nice. And the Uber drivers weren't even nice. When we were going to the Eiffel Tower, now you put it in the Uber, right? But the streets are so whatever. And and we didn't know where he was taking us. And so we said the Eiffel Tower. So, and we kept saying Eiffel Tower, Eiffel Tower. And he didn't know, excuse me, what we were talking about. He acted like he didn't know what we were talking about. So finally, I did like this. I said, this. And he said, Eiffel Tower, Eiffel Tower. And he said it really nasty, Eiffel Tower. And I'm like, okay. But I know if he's an Uber driver, and I'm sure there are a lot of Americans who say Eiffel Tower, not Eiffel Tower. So anyway, I don't know what's taking her so long to get on. I sent her the link. But anyway, so what I want to do is show you the video that we made just about, it's just like a little summary of our trip to Paris. don't know what happened to the music. It just came on at the very end. But the person that you saw me with, the man, that was Dr. Fab Mancini, who was really, really instrumental in putting me, bringing me down. And the woman that you saw, that was Layla, and she's from Dubai, and she was the one that hugged me and told me that everything was going to be all right. So what I want to do, I want you to join in, and I want to for you to tell me, or just to I want to have a conversation as to what obstacles have gotten in your way when you were trying to do something that you felt was really, really, really important. So don't all put in the chat at once, but just I really want to know. And how did you overcome those obstacles? What did you do? Did you give in? Did you overcome them? What did you do? So I'm going to give you a little time to think. I'm going to play a couple of commercials, and when I come back, I want to hear what obstacles have come before you when you were trying to really accomplish something. And did you overcome the obstacles? And how did you overcome the obstacles? All right. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I'm back, and I don't see it. So no one out there has had any obstacles to overcome. Let's see. Okay, here's someone. So Sandy Barney Ennis says, when I was working on my dissertation, my chair quit on me. I wanted to give up, but God said no and sent me some angels, and I made it through. Yes, Sandy. Yes, there are angels out there. Someone was talking about that earlier today about angels, how you can have an angel and you don't even you don't even know that that angel is there. Now, Lori Trinette says, hello, hello. And uh, Maxine said, so you were running in the airport. Ha ha ha. Yes, yes. So Lori, hello. But what you were supposed to do was click on the link, and the link will let you in. So go to your email, click on the StreamYard link, and it will let you in. Okay, so that was Sandy. So who else? Anyone else? Let's see. Oh, okay, I got a text here. And the text says, oh, a cancer journey can be an obstacle for your life because it is life changing. The tests, radiology, chemotherapy, and the fear. And that's very, very, very true. So that is an obstacle. So the person text me and tell me how you overcame that obstacle. And Sandy, you're right. You know what? God will send you some angels. He'll send you some angels, or either he'll put that thought in your head. And Maxine says, why are you laying ha 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 ha, Maxine? Because I was running through the airport. So, okay, let's see. Here's some other, um, but I can't see them because I don't have my glasses on. But anyway, so I know that there are some of you out there. Now, if I could see your names, you know me, I'll call you out. But I can't see your names. I can only see the numbers. So be glad I can't see your names because think about it. I've told people that, oh, I, oh, oh, oh.
Hi, I am here.
So, hi. How are you?
Yes, yes, forgive me, but I am here.
I
I'm
am
well. I'm well.
I am so happy that you're here. Everyone, this is Lori Adams. And she says, Sugar Please is here. So, Lori, what is
I
Sugar
have
Please? Now that you're here, what is Sugar Please?
sugar, please. There's a little bit of delay. It's when I'm talking. So
That's okay. I can't see the delay.
okay. So sugar, please.
Oops. Sorry. Start all over again.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So sugar, please is a full service catering company. And we started the company in 2008 to service Chicago and surrounding suburbs. And we have unique catering options. It's a catering boutique, so we customize everything.
You hear the delay, but we don't hear it.
Okay,
And so you're catering, but what do you cater? All kinds of food?
so what we do is we have a unique twist on some of your Southern favorites. We do a tamale. We call it the soul roll. It's collard greens and smoked turkey, tamale style. We do a curry chicken salad. So curry chicken salad cups. So we really try to take some of your favorites and add a gourmet twist.
What about your truffles?
Yes, I'm also a chocolatier. So, yes, I'm a chocolatier. We have a brand, a line of custom truffles, all made to make your favorite cake or pie. For example, we have a red velvet truffle, a butter pecan truffle, sweet potato truffle, orange dream. Well, all of the truffles are made to mimic your favorite cake or pie. German chocolate truffle. So yeah, we are. I am a chocolatier. And looking to move forward and progress from bean to bar at some point. But we do offer a line of truffles. We have boxes, 4-piece boxes, and 24-piece boxes.
So I got a text, and it's Maxine, and she says, "Hey Lori, my guy really liked the man box." And then she said, "Remember the cigar box you made?"
I did. I did. So I do custom gifts as well. So we try to encompass everything. So we have custom gifts, and we have what we call a gentleman's box. And in the gentleman's box, we have 2 cigars, a miniature bourbon or whatever liquor of your choice, and 2 bourbon truffles or corresponding truffles. So if the gentleman prefers tequila, we do tequila truffles to put in that box. So it's a beautiful gift box. I actually take a cigar box to make the box. So it's a huge, huge hit during Father's Day or anytime, really.
Wow. You can put tequila in a truffle?
Absolutely. We can put whatever in a truffle.
Oh. So uh Lori, uh well, first of all, hello, Loisteen Woods Walker. You made a request and it's on its way. That's all I got to say. All righty.
Okay.
Now I had to, and so now you have a question here, Lori. Do you need a?
I see. I take all, I welcome all best friends. All best friends.
I don't know. I thought I was the taste tester.
You can be a taste tester too. I can have more than one taste tester.
Yeah, but it might not be enough left.
Yeah. Uh, and I'm currently working on a non-dairy option as well for those lactose intolerant customers.
I appreciate that. Now, Lori and I were in Harrods in London,
Yes.
and they have a whole huge department, and it's nothing but chocolate. So it's chocolate from all over the world.
Yes.
And I am lactose intolerant. And what happened? They pointed me to some lactose free, some dairy free chocolate. It's from
Yes.
Switzerland.
Yes. Yes.
OMG. He
It
said, "Do you
was
want it?"
it was marvelous. Yes, it was
Oh,
marvelous.
and they
It
sell it by the,
it changed the game, did it
it
not?
did. They sell it by the slabs. They don't sell it in little whatever. They sell it by the slabs.
Mhm.
So he said, "Do you want to taste?" I said, "Sure." So I tasted the hazelnut. It was so good. So I bought maybe a third of a slab. And guess what? It's gone. Like I ate it all.
I
And I
think it
only
was
took home
more
a
than a
week.
third of a slab. But it's
Then he said, then he said, "Do you want to taste the almonds?" I said, "Sure." And I bought another third of a slab. I put that in the freezer. And then he said, "Well, I have another one for you to taste." a what was it, raspberry or something, a blackberry, a blueberry.
I'm
I
not
can't remember.
sure.
I told him, okay, I'm tasting it, but I'm not buying anything because it's very expensive. But Loisteen wants to know, Lori, um, do you ship? Okay, she does ship.
I do
And
ship. I do ship. We do ship FedEx. Uh, so that's just,
okay,
yeah.
so Loisteen, I will connect you with
Please,
Lori
please.
Adams and Loisteen. Lori Adams is Barbara Mason's daughter from the AG. Okay, we called them
Yeah.
cookie. Yes, this is Barbara Mason's daughter.
Yeah.
So, what, Laurie, you did not see the video, and then some people came in late. So,
Okay.
so I want to show you the video. What I tried to do was have music to it, but it only came in at the end. So, but I still want to show you the video without the music. Okay. Uh, uh, Now I was going to show the video. Okay. Let me. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to show it now. First, I got to bring you on to make sure you're here. Okay, you're here. So now I'm going to show the video. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Have the music for the whole thing, but I didn't. But look, let's talk about those shoes.
Yes.
Now, ladies, I know you could see how those shoes were made. And I thought, so it was a booty. And so I did take a picture of the back of it because then you could see the booty. How much did those shoes cost, Lori?
They were over $1,000. They were over
Yes,
$1,000. Yeah.
they were
They're
over $1,000. Can you imagine? So what we did, we went into this mall. Well, it was a store, and we didn't know it was an upscale store. And it's a huge department store. I mean, as large as Macy's down in Chicago, or the big Macy's in New York. And we were looking at things, and we were picking up purses, $4,000. We were nothing in that store but designer clothes, designer shoes. We spent quite a bit of time in there,
quite a bit.
but
Right.
looking. And then we went to Harrods, and we spent quite a bit of time in there. And London is really a great place to visit. So, Lori, tell us. Well, first of all, here's another comment before I ask you this question. Okay, so tell, what did you think about the summit? What was your experience?
You know, I guess what stood out for me was just the exposure to all of these powerful women that were in the room. So my experience was, if I could sum up this, it was being in the room with power players. And it was one of the most encouraging experiences for me personally. But there was just so much love in the room. Um, Everybody, you all, just to have the opportunity to talk with other women who are like-minded, no matter what. So businesses ranged from multi-million dollar businesses to sometimes smaller ones. But we were all, as a collective, we still were all on the same page. Nobody, you never felt intimidated or out of place or uncomfortable because we still all had the same goal in mind, and that's winning. So it just, kind of showed me that, anything is possible no matter where you are in your business. Um, Anything is possible. I mean, and also that your story is so important. Some of the stories that the women shared, I mean, coming up from zero to multimillionaires. So, if ever anyone has a chance to attend something like this or this, please take the opportunity to do so, especially if you're trying to, if you're struggling through your business, if you're not struggling through your business, this is something that should be a part of maybe quarterly, but just a part of your business plan is getting yourself to a summit, something that will feed your mind in your business. So that's kind of my take.
So before you came on, I was talking about the obstacles. And I told them about your airport journey. And Sandy Barney Ennis has been to Paris. And she said, Paris, she said, this is what she said. I want to put it on there again.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Do you agree?
I've been there 3 times. I agree. I agree.
Yes. So I in the beginning, I started talking about the obstacles that were placed in front of us that we overcame. The obstacles with my
Yeah.
tooth. And right, I'm talking right now. I don't want to really smile too because I was eating that Portillo's today and it fell out. So I thought, I hope it doesn't fall out while I'm on this
Right.
show. But I
Right.
told them about that obstacle with my tooth, and I told them about your obstacle with the planes and the trains, but how we both overcame those obstacles. So, what do you attribute to the fact that how you overcame your that big obstacle? What do you attribute it to?
You know what? You know, I guess just to keep pushing, and also God. And I mean, timing is everything. God is the best of planners. I wasn't there to record, but that still didn't stop um, Dr. Fortman from, you know, getting some things she needed from this conference. So just to keep pushing and praying and staying focused on whatever goal you have. 'Cause there was no way I gave up. If I had to take a train, I flew into a different airport and took a train. So plane, trains, and automobiles is the theme of the trip.
And that's true. And you know what? Not only in our professional lives, but even in our
True.
personal lives. Don't, don't let anything stop you. There's a person I know right now who has let life just knock her down. And it's so important, number one, to pray to whoever you pray to have faith in yourself, to listen to positive self-talk, not to beat yourself up, not to say to yourself, "Ooh, I'm so stupid," or "Ooh, I'm so dumb," or "Ooh, I can't do that." You can do anything that you set your mind to. If you really, really, really want to, you have a passion, personal or professional. You have a
Yeah.
goal, personal or professional. You know what? It's almost like put blinders on. And focus and say, you know what? First of all, listen to the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, higher power.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear that, go for it, because he's here, or some people say she, but
That's right.
but it, whatever, is here to give you everything you need. There is abundance. There's abundance in your personal life. There's abundance in your professional lives.
Yes.
So if so, this was really the point of the show to tonight, to talk about obstacles, how to overcome them, uh, using here your inner strength and there to overcome it. Because if it wasn't for God, you know what? Number one, I wouldn't have found a dentist to give me a tooth on a Sunday afternoon.
That's right. That's right.
And
On a Sunday.
on a Sunday, I found a dentist on a
Yeah.
Sunday. And he said to me, he said, you know what? I'm the only thing in town. I'm the only show in town. And I'm like, yes, you
Yes. Yes.
are. And I
Yes.
told him, I really, really, really appreciate you. And the fact that you made it to the conference, to the summit, that you received. When you said you were a chocolatier, I thought they were just going to pick you up and drag you home.
Right. And have me for dessert because yeah, it is. And it's a really it's a testament too about we have all that we need inside of us. And for us to really explore that, whatever gifts, talents, strengths, and that you have, really sit with yourself and kind of explore that. It's you have what you need inside you. It's just a matter of, you know, um, letting it out, so to speak. So, yeah.
Well, Lori, I want to thank you so much for finally getting here on my show. I
Yes.
really
Yeah.
appreciate it. And I do expect some truffles.
Absolutely. Yes. And, you can find me on sugarplease.com or Instagram at sugarplease. And I can put it in the notes.
Okay, well, I'm going to put it right here. It's
Okay.
SHUGAPLEEZ.com.
Correct. Yes.
Dot com.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, there you go. I'm going to add it. It's, oh,
Uh,
oh, I got too many. It's told me I have too many folders, so I'm going to delete this and I'm going to put it in again. So, sugar please, SHUGAPLEEZ.com. Scroll across the bottom, add the banner. All righty, there you go. So,
Okay.
if anyone wants some homemade, delicious truffles from a chocolatier who makes these herself and who can infuse them,
Correct.
I want some tequila, can infuse them with anything you want, just go to sugarplease.com. Thank you so much, Lori.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the experience. Thank everyone that's listening. And this has been so enjoyable, the time that I've spent with you.
Well, I appreciate it. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of
You
your
too.
evening.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye
Bye.
bye. So that was Lori, and that was my personal chocolatier. Now, next week, I want you to be here. I met this woman at the Global Woman Summit, and she talks about the fifth dimension. I thought she was talking about the group. Uh-uh. She's saying that in 2 years, and she really believes this. She's saying that in 2 years, this is going to really be interesting, that the world is going to have a huge shift. And that, in a sense, and she's going to explain it really better than I can, we're kind of all going to disappear, but we're going to come back. But we're going to be communicating not verbally. So, anyway, it's going to be very interesting. She has a very interesting take. I can't really, explain it, but because I said, "What are you trying to say? We all going to die in 2 years?" And she said, "Well, not really." So it's called the fifth dimension. We're all going to be in the fifth dimension. It should be a very interesting show. So I hope to see you again next week. I'm glad to be back in Chi-Town. And I want everyone to have a beautiful, blessed rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. And remember this: the how of the way you communicate is the why of your relationships. This has been Dr. Jan Fortman with Relationship Matters. See you again next week. Bye bye. Gonna eat a piece of chocolate. Bye bye.